Hey, this is Owen, for the love of on Twitter. Let me know what you think of this. Shout out to a few of my followers. Thanks. Bye.
Hey Jody, since you're my first follower on Twitter ever, I'd like to take the time to thank you very much for starting everything out.
For Dice Will Roll, a pretty damn gay Pathfinder role-playing podcast asking the difficult questions every week. Rolling 4 nat 1s in a row may mean that sometimes they don't answer their own question that week. For the lovable crew over there at The End of Time and other bothers, I very nearly fell into the intro of their podcast as I was recording this thank you message. They are so endearing and their improv is fallible yet humorous. They might save the world or the universe, and yet I can't wait for that romance to finally blossom. Also, eat all of those delicious fairy cakes every time.
Ashley Wilson, thank you for bringing your DIY to my feed. I am a DIY person myself, and I do appreciate your flair for home decorating. I am in fact always in need of tips to making my home beautiful. The Ostium Network, the reason for which I joined Twitter. Jake and Monica need to find answers. I too needed to know why they were there. I had to follow them. I had to find them. I had to gain a better vantage point, like that from the top of a water tower. Thank you for the ride, Ostium Network.
Hail and Well Met operates a podcast for a guild of adventurers. These adventurers are roguish and princely and born of dragons. Every once in a while you must go down into a sewer and say hello to rats of all kind. It's a beautiful meeting, actually. It is very, very good.
The world of Bikram has only one mother, and that is Valanda, also known as V. She takes her time when killing her players. I believe that she will eventually get around to ending their lives. But today is not that day. Tomorrow, perhaps, at the end of the world. There are never quite enough words to say thank you to her. Good day.
Pod Manifest. Another adventurer following Jake and Monica through the doors. Except this one is recording his journey and actually following them, finding them, and learning more than I ever could. I appreciate their existence as knowing more about Ostium in general is extremely helpful. So thank you very much.
The Lucky Die podcast, bringing together 3 adventurers in unlikely circumstances to, as usual, battle the world in order to save it, or merely to save some semblance of their former lives in their attempt to return to a past that they have fantasized about over the last heretofore mentioned number of years. They learn that normalcy or the past is not necessarily what you want to return to. So they find a better path to a better future for everyone, whilst meeting many dangerous friends along the way. The Lucky Die podcast, an absolute drama.
Thirsty. A puppet known to be bloodthirsty and also be willing to rejuvenate you upon request. He is one of those beings which drains his enemies of life and grants his allies sustenance of the again another entwined entity to that of Bikron. So make sure, if you enjoy Thirsty, that you travel over to Bikron as well. But don't mind the puppeteer behind the curtain, as they are not important, as it were.
Dungeons and Dragons accrue even afore the move, and ere after, family and friends continuing on the adventure of life together to maintain the bonds which are so easily broken across an ocean, exploring more of the world, one where they kill dragons and continue on to slaughter evermore. There truly isn't a good place to stop when you're having fun. They don't know all the adventures they're going to be embarking upon, but they knew that they'll be together till their final day in ice and water and tunnels and dungeons. We're going to be having a good laugh back at the pub after we kill this dragon. Thanks and ta-ta.